An airplane was sent to Dallas, Murray on it, now an Eagle. 5 years, $42 million. What is the reaction in Dallas? Did they want to have him back? Are they not surprised? Are they surprised he ended up in Philadelphia? Very interesting how this all kind of played out over the last 48 hours, and I'm really interested to see what the reaction is in Big D. We'll bring in Clarence Hill here to talk more about it on the Sports Bash. 97.3 ESPN covers the Cowboys down there. And Big D, Clarence, and I got to be honest, it was a little bit of a crazy 48-hour period. I mean, LaShawn McCoy was here, then he was traded. Then they had Frank Gore, then he backed out. Then they had Ryan Matthews, signed, sealed, delivered, it sounded like. Now he's gone, and now they got DeMarco Murray. So, Murray in Philly, not in Dallas. The reaction in Dallas is?
Oh, I think it's shock and awe. I mean, I just don't think that the Cowboys were prepared for him to leave. Certainly they wanted him back, and most Cowboy fans were bracing for him to leave. They're dumbfounded and shocked and incredulous that he's with their division rival in Philadelphia. They're calling him traitors and everything like that. But, hey, good for Murray. He had to get, he's a free agent. His really only chance to really get a great deal, and, he had to take advantage of that great year and get paid. He did. That's awesome.
Clarence, when he started to talk to Philadelphia, did Dallas get more aggressive, or was this, hey, you want to leave? We just $5 million is all you're getting. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Cowboys stood by their hardline stance. It was like the old Texas stare down, Texas Hold'em, whatever else, and Murray didn't blink, and the Cowboys didn't blink, and certainly they stand by their principles and their hardline stance, and they weren't going to blow their budget, but they lost the NFL leading rusher.
How big of a loss is this for Dallas? A lot of people are questioning here, did DeMarco excel because of that offensive line? What's your take on that, number one? And how big of a loss is this for Dallas? Is it a plug-and-play situation, or do you think Murray made that line look better?
Well, I mean, I think it's a little bit of everything. People forget that he had a strong end of the 2013 season. Over the final 8 games, when the Cowboys finally pushed the run over the final 8 games of 2013 season, he had the third most rushing yards in the league. Okay, and that was without Zach Martin. And when the line wasn't considered the best line in the league, they just focused on the running game. And he was made the Pro Bowl for the first time at the end of the 2013 season. They came into camp focused on running the ball more, and certainly they got Zach Martin in the draft, and they had this great offensive line, but Murray was a part of it. Certainly there were a lot of holes that he was a part of. They got a lot of dirty, as Jason Garrett called them, dirty, nasty runs. He didn't lose a lot of yards. He did make people miss. He had as many yards after contact and made as many people miss as anybody in the league. Certainly he's not the home run threat with LaShawn McCoy. He don't have a lot of 60-yard runs, but he's a consistent running back. And so it's a big loss for Dallas. Certainly with that line, they think they can bring some guys in and do some plug-and-play, but I don't know if they're going to do the dirty stuff that DeMarco did, especially in the short yardage.
Clarence Hill covers the Cowboys Fort Worth Star-Telegram at Clarence Hill Jr. for the Cowboy fans in our area, and we get them calling in very frequently here on 97.3 ESPN as well. And you said it's shock and awe. Let me ask you, do you think, watching Chip over the last couple of years in this offense and McCoy in it, that Murray is a good fit for what Philadelphia does?
I didn't think so, and certainly, when the decision to get rid of McCoy in the first place seemed to be a surprise, especially how well he did the first year in that offense. But maybe Chip is evolving, and he wants more of a physical style and a different type run for that offense. That's the only thing that makes sense for me, because the fact even you're going after Frank Gore, he's not the type of running back that LaShawn McCoy is. Maybe he's looking for more of a physical run. Maybe he's going to be evolving some things that he does, even with Ryan Matthews, that neither are McCoy style. You would think that McCoy was certainly the perfect fit for that type of offense, but Chip has given us some different thinking. It's funny that if Gore signs, this doesn't happen.
That's true. Let me ask you this. Are people looking at this as a money grab thing for Murray? I know, obviously, this is, you said, this is the only chance really he might get, but did he really want to come here with Sam Bradford? Did that help change his mind?
Well, I think that it evolved. Certainly, he wanted to maximize his dollars. He wasn't getting the money he wanted in Dallas, and I think there were other opportunities for him to make money, maybe in Oakland and in Jacksonville. certainly Philadelphia has shown had some success, and they haven't been a horrible team. And he thinks there's a chance, the perfect mix for me to make some money and also be on a team that has the potential to win. And certainly you see that in Philadelphia as opposed to some of the other options. But yeah, he wanted to maximize his money. Why wouldn't he? Should. I mean, this is all about everybody talks about teams, doing their best and saving money, but when the players should get as much as they can get as long as they can get, especially at running back, because they use you up and spit you out at the running back position, as we've seen over the last 3 years. So he deserves to get as much as he can get.
Clarence, that point there, then, were the Cowboys concerned that maybe he ran out of gas, the wheels fall? I mean, he saw obviously Emmett when he was done. It happened pretty quickly. He was done. They knew it. And is this a similar situation with him, that they got everything out of him and the next team's getting damaged goods?
The funny thing about, everybody talking about the carries that DeMarco Murray has had and got last year. Most of those backs that hit a wall after a season with a lot of carries have had a lot of carries coming up to that season. DeMarco Murray did not have a lot of carries his first few years in his career. He didn't play a lot of games. So he's now a back with a lot of carries on him, although he had a lot of carries in 2014. But over the course of his career, it's not like this is a back that has a lot of carries on his body, because he didn't. That was the biggest knock on him. He couldn't stay healthy, wasn't playing a lot of games. So, you're not seeing a back that has a lot of carry on his body. The Cowboys just looked at it from, everybody's into analytics and everybody's into the declining numbers of a running back and as they get older and all the other stuff, and they just had a number that they wanted to pay DeMarco and weren't going to go over it.
Obviously, the Eagles with Murray now. Where do the Cowboys turn their attention to? Everybody just assumes Adrian Peterson, but is that likely? And if they don't land a guy like Peterson, are they in trouble?
I mean, that's just social media and sports talk. There's no way. I mean, seriously, Adrian Peterson is the property of the Vikings. The Vikings have said a number of times that they want Adrian Peterson to return to the Vikings. So they have not released him. They have not traded him. Two things another thing that has to be, addressed is his salary. The Cowboys didn't want to pay DeMarco Murray. Peterson's older. He do $12.75 million this year, $14.7 million next year. He's not getting that in Dallas. He just missed a season. He lost all of his endorsements. I can't see Adrian Peterson at this point in his career wanting to take less money.
And by the way, some news coming in from Ann Rappaport. The Eagles have now signed Ryan Matthews as well. So I guess you could see Clarence maybe not having to put as many carries on that.
And that's the only thing that surprised me with the whole deal is that why would you pay a running back $8 million to be a part of a committee?
Yeah, I don't love the contract. I don't love the contract either.
Huh? I mean, that's the only thing that shocks me when they signed Ryan Matthews. You already have the scat back in New Orleans. It's going to be a committee situation, and why are you paying max money for a committee back?
I agree with that. $8 million a year. I was a little with the deal here. When you look at Sam Bradford and DeMarco Murray, is that a better combo than Foles-McCoy?
No.
Interesting.
Not in that offense. I don't think in that offense. And it's certainly not a better combo than Romo and Murray.
I'll tell you what, though, Clarence, this rivalry just got amped up a little bit, don't you think?
There you go. It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you what, the Cowboys and Eagles got a motivated running back that wants to run hard against Dallas twice a year.
Clarence Hill, appreciate the time as always. Great stuff.
No problem. Thank you.
Clarence Hill Jr.